Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I just want to give an update on the new cabin. So the original cabin I built, the first cabin in my first video, is a very popular small A-frame cabin that many people have built online. It's based off of a blueprint by Dietrichson, if I'm saying that right. And it's based on his transforming A-frame, which the wall on one side actually opens up. And a lot of people do that. I didn't find it necessary. I figured if I want to go outside, I'll just go outside. I want to have something kind of enclosed and a little more sturdy. So I built that cabin based off of that. And I decided to construct a new cabin closer to power so I can access power, like I said in my last video, because it gets very hot in the other cabin, and I want to run air conditioning, so I need to be on power. Solar's not really good for AC unless you just got. I'd have to build a whole nother cabin just for batteries, basically, and I don't want to run a generator all the time because that's pretty cost prohibitive. But anyhow, so here's the update on the new cabin under construction. Now I changed the design a little bit to have kind of vertical beams or diagonal beams. Basically got 5 A's there instead of 2, which was on the original plan. And to me, that makes it more sturdy, more structurally sound. And I don't have to worry so much about it collapsing, because you only got, as you see in this video here, you've only got those 2 A's or your support. And it's, the roof gets pretty heavy, and I'm going to insulate this one so it's going to be even heavier. So the more support, the better. I was also worried about those horizontal beams. This is the old cabin again, the first cabin. It's got those horizontal beams, and I don't know. It just seems like maybe they may bow in over time, or it just doesn't seem as structurally sound as it would if you had, more vertical beams. And also these being 2x6s, it'll give me 5.5 inches to insulate if I want to insulate that much. But so this is the new cabin. You can see it's got 5 A's on it, and it's also got some horizontal supports going across 3 of the A's, which, if for whatever reason those one side got knocked off center from the other side, it's not going to pancake on me. My hope is it'll have to break those bolts. I got 1/2-inch bolts, 2 1/2-inch bolts on each end, so that's 12 bolts. So just to add a little more extra support. And then I started framing the window. I put a bigger window in first of all, so I could put a AC. My last window was too small for an AC. I can get it in one way, but I have to go through the inside, and I'd get water. If I want to remove it, I have to get water all over my bed and everything. So I made a bigger window. I put some jack studs underneath the window sill to help support the weight of that, and also put another 2x4 on each end so I can land my siding and everything on the other 2x4 without actually having to block in my window, if that makes sense. I don't know if it does, but anyway, that's why you see I doubled up on those 2x4s on the, whatever you call that. Anyway, so here's a a picture of the foreman there, taking a little break there, working hard. And here I got all the roof deck on. I got the seams taped up, and the siding has been put up on both walls and stained, and the door is built. I haven't put the doorknob in yet in that picture, but I did cut out a hole for a dog door. And like I said, with the heat, I decided to use 2x4 purlins, which brought my roof out another 1.5 inches. That way I could put this radiant barrier in there. And just feeling the wood from when the sun was hitting it, from where I had no radiant barrier to the spot where I did have radiant barrier put up already, it made a pretty big difference. So I think it's going to work. But in order for a radiant barrier to work, you have to have an air gap. And the recommendation is, excuse me, a minimum of 1/2 inch air gap, preferably a 3/4 inch air gap. And since I got 2x4s, this gives me 1.5 inch air gap. Now, I put the metal roof on already, but I didn't take a picture of it yet. And my gable rake, which is the, I guess you can call it trim, but it protects the edges of a metal roof. It's because my roof came out another 1.5 inches because of those 2x4 purlins. It doesn't quite meet up on the side. So I need to, if I were going to do that again, I'd need to see if they have a wider gable rake, or else just use, I don't know, 1x4 purlins instead of 2x4. Another mistake I made, I didn't know this, but apparently all my roof deck, the plywood and the purlins are all pressure treated. And I didn't know this till I put it up already, that apparently pressure treated, the chemicals they put in pressure treated wood will actually corrode metal roofing. And I looked over my other cabin's about a year old, and I looked underneath and I didn't see any rusting yet, but apparently it's very bad for metal roofing is what I've read online. I've learned since put my metal roof on. But I'm gonna go with it and see what happens. The good thing about these small cabins is they're not that expensive to build, and even if I tear it down, the more I build these things, the more experience I'm going to have, and the better they're going to be. Right now, they're not. I would not, hire myself out to build these cabins for anybody, because I'm just not at the, professional quality to offer any. I wouldn't feel right about selling anybody, but I think it's gonna not leak, and my other one doesn't leak, so I think it's gonna be good. It's gonna be functional, but it's not gonna be pretty. I made a lot of mistakes on it. Some mistakes I didn't make on the last one, but it's all a learning experience. I'm thinking this radiant barrier is really gonna make it a lot less hot in the summertime. I was gonna paint the whole thing white, but to me that just looked ugly, because white reflects the sun more. Green is one of the worst. Forest greens, what I use for the roof, that's one of the worst colors you can use for a metal roof if you're trying to reflect the sun. But I think this radiant barrier, from everything that I've read, and the insulation I'm going to put on the inside, is going to all counteract that. So it should be good, I hope. But if not, I get to build another one. I got 6 acres out there, so I'll just have a bunch of little A-frames or something. I'll have something out there. All I need is a place to sleep and be cool in the summertime and warm in the wintertime. And with that little buddy heater, man, and my good sleeping bag I have, if I have to pull that back out, I'm fine in the wintertime. I love the wintertime. Build fires, stay warm, snuggle up with my doggy. But summertime, I love the summertime too, but just, I got to have a place to escape that heat. And so this is what that radiant barrier is going to hopefully provide. But anyway, that's just an update on the new cabin under construction. And don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. That's what they say. That's what YouTubers say. That's what I'm trying to be, a YouTuber. So like and subscribe. See you in the next video. Goodbye.